Hello, rioters! Welcome back again with another video. I am Anaya LJ, author of the Amazing series, Silent Sounds, Whisper Warnings, and Vocal Vices. Today I want to talk about community, collaboration, coming together as a people. And I mean this wholeheartedly in author spaces where that just seems to be off the walls lately. I don't know if you guys have been on book threads, author threads lately, but it's been a little bit tussling, a lot of it actually. Somehow it's been going off the wall for a long time. I officially joined the Bookish spaces back in 2021, I believe late into the year. I started on Twitter, moved to Instagram, and then to TikTok, and then Threads came out recently, in which I've become an addict. But one thing I know is that there's always going to be some kind of discourse, some kind of drama populating left, right, and everywhere. I'm just here to say the obvious. That is not needed at all. Community is where people get the most support, love, and protection from when it comes to their works, their publishings, their writing. One thing authors can rely on most is other authors. Why do I say that? It's because this industry is all about connection. Your craft has to be good. Yes, of course, naturally. That's how you keep people. But to get people, you need to know who to know. And that's where other authors come in. It may not be them linking you to an agent if you're going down a traditional route, but let's say they know the perfect editor for your work. Let's say they know some developmental editors that offer a fair price so that way you're not spending thousands of dollars to get your book published. They can answer questions about which avenue of approach to take, whether it's Ingram, whether it's Amazon, whether it's Barnes & Noble, bookshop.org, Kobo. These are the people that you go to. One thing I know is no one likes a cold message. No one likes to get a DM saying, hey, help me, or hey, tell me about this. That doesn't help anybody, honestly. If anything, it makes them distance themselves from you and anything that you could work on in the future. This is a profession. It needs to be treated as such. These are your coworkers, your collaborators, it's not a competition. I know sometimes it feels like it. Sometimes there's a comparison game in which you compare your own work to someone else's if they're doing better, even if they start at the same time as you. There's a lot of things that goes into play with that. Finances is one of them. Resources, who they know, is another. And then there's other prominent features that sometimes assist someone better. But the most important thing an author can do is build community with other authors. That is how you get anthologies. That's how you get shared worlds. That's how you get invitations or know about upcoming book events, upcoming in-person events, upcoming workshops. I recently got accepted into the Futurescapes workshop because I saw E.A. Noble post on her page her acceptance. So I looked into the site, looked into what the workshop has to offer, and I found it would be something that I would be very interested in. So I applied on a whim, thinking if I get in, I get in. If I don't, I tried. It's 2026. I needed to put myself out there more. Applying to a workshop was one of the ways I could have done that. So I did. And as of yesterday, I've been accepted. That's something that wouldn't have happened if me and E.A. Noble hadn't made that connection. I have beta read a couple of her works. We are in the same Voices of Color community on Facebook. I interacted with her quite a bit recently, honestly, and I look forward to working with her more in the future. And building this connection not only helps me, it helps her, it helps the people that we come in contact with, other beta readers that I've met through her. One thing that has to be stated is all this has to come from a place of authenticity. People know when you're being fake. People know, they do. You only popping in when something good happens and then running away when something bad happens or when things aren't the way you kind of want it to play out. That's not community. That's convenience. And you need to know the difference before you hop right in. One community aspect I really like is my girls, my 3-person group chat and then my 5-person group chat. I have a group of writer friends from the UK and we have a 3-person group chat in which we talk about any and everything, honestly. A good bit of portion is book related, any of the antics we see online. And once again, being an author is about professionalism. Sometimes you can't post everything online unless that's your forte, which more power to you because that means I get to read it. But there's a certain discernment that comes from keeping things behind the scenes or pushing things out into the publishing world for everyone to view, in which at that point it stays with you because screenshots exist. They're not going anywhere. If anything, a generation raised on electronics from the age of 2 when they're holding iPads in their hand is going to be even better than you anticipated it. You posted it, 2 seconds later you deleted it because you're like, maybe not the right time. Someone already saw it. It's screenshot. In fact, I think I've done it a couple of times. But that's the benefit of an author community. You have a place where you can vent, where you can put out your frustrations. And hopefully you've chosen your friends and author community well, in which they are receptive of what you're saying. Overall, the sense of community that you build with other authors, it's what's most important when it comes to cultivating your brand, cultivating your future on these platforms. Because a brand takes forever to develop. It's forever and a half, actually, for being honest. But it can be broken down in a day. Just recently, readers were asking about a book box subscription, in which it took over 6 months to get the product they paid for, and something that costs over $300, which more power to you. And as a friend of the author, you should have offered some condolences and tried to say that you're rectifying it, not kind of threaten to shoot people. That's that's a no-go. And then saying you're licensed to carry it in all 50 states. Choices were made when you said that. Not good ones, obviously, but definitely choices. The basis of this video is collaboration between authors. Community is built when we rely on each other, when we uplift each other during the good times and the bad, and create spaces where we can cultivate our knowledge and make sure everyone succeeds. There are enough readers out there for everyone. We all buy enough books to prove it. My next video is also going to be about community in the sense of authors and artists. I'll go over some of the ways to cultivate these communities and how that collaboration is wholly necessary and needed as people move forward with their publishing. That's all for today. Like and subscribe, and I will see you Friday.